Oh, Mark, can't hear you.
I'm on mute. I'm not
Oh.
anymore. I don't know why I was on mute. But don't know what that happens. But yeah. How's it all going? How's your week been, Adam?
It's going good, thank you. Still nice and sunny here in the UK. It's not as hot, but it's still nice and sunny, which is good. And ever closer to the weekend. We've got an interesting weekend plan. We managed to get some last-minute tickets to this live. Oh, Tony says bad sound again. I don't know if that is me or you, or in general, or whether just the mute.
You're very quiet, Mark. Says.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. I am. You keep talking. I'll see if I can change the level.
Yeah. So we managed to get some last-minute tickets to this dinosaur show in the theatre in Cardiff. I don't know what it was. Some lady was selling some tickets on Facebook, and we managed to pick them up. And when we told Parker, he's like, "Oh yeah, I want to get a train to Cardiff." And the train from Merthyr to Cardiff, like most of you probably won't know because you're obviously not from around here, but it's horrible. It's like the oldest, crappiest, smelliest train you could ever imagine. So now we have to go to Cardiff on this rubbish train, which takes like 2 hours that would normally take you 40 minutes of driving. And yeah, that's on Saturday. So yeah, counting down the days for that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad it's cooled down a bit. I think my audio is okay now. Maybe you can confirm. Yeah, I've switched to my laptop today. I had some issues both days this week with my weak, pathetic Mac Mini that I had, and for some reason it's decided it just doesn't like me anymore. So I've moved to my laptop, which is much more powerful and better. But apparently I didn't use the right mic, so hopefully everything's all good now. But we should at least not get out of sync, and hopefully the stream will run smoothly today.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Yeah, God, I don't know what I've got planned this weekend. But yeah, it's nice that the weather's not so hot. It was too hot, wasn't it? For sure. So yeah, we've I mean, it's been an exciting week. Niche Website Builders. We've been making lots of plans, laying down some good plans for some new services, which we keep talking about, which you can't talk about and probably won't talk about for a while. But I didn't say. I mean, I never mentioned new services before. Okay, new services. I'll let that out of the bag. We've got some stuff coming. Really, really excited about. Yeah, looking forward to sharing with everybody.
So also, we're working on a data project, which kind of teased that a little bit on our Facebook group last night, which probably can share a bit more details. But it's if you've ever wondered, we're trying to look at 8 different broad niches, so like pets, food, travel, etc. And if you've ever wondered if you're in one of those spaces, how much content and how much domain authority you need to be successful, and successful varies, and we've bucketed it in terms of like ranges of traffic. Like that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to say if you have a website with X amount of pieces of content and a domain rating of Y, then on average you should be getting X amount of traffic, which should mean X amount of revenue. And there's anomalies either side, but this is a massive project for us where we've scraped over. It will be over 2,500 websites that are purely just affiliate/content websites, and we've pulled all kinds of data together. We're looking at how we can add in the age of the websites. So when we finish this, we're trying to figure out how we can turn it into some kind of interactive tool rather than just looking at boring data. But it'll be awesome. Like you should be able to. And we tested it yesterday on a existing client's website of how many pieces of content they've got, what DR they've got, etc. And it was almost spot on to the average mark, wasn't it? It was almost uncanny. Like it was dead on accurate.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, this is all born out of the fact that people always ask us, like, how long is it going to take? Like, how many pieces of content do I need? It was very difficult because always the answer would give is like, how long is a piece of string almost? Like, some sites take off faster than others. Some sites you can get where like a small amount of they take off very well, and you can get a lot of traffic with a small amount of content. Some take more, and you need more content. And this just gives us a better answer to that question, really, backed by data, because we know. You and I know that it works, and you and I knows that if you're persistent and if you stick to a project, that you'll get there in the end. And there's always at the end of the tunnel, there's always a good return on investment, whichever way it kind of pans out. Generally, it's just that we couldn't, that's very fluffy, And that's always the best answer we could almost give. It's just like you got to believe in the process. You got to trust the process. This kind of gives that answer to the question some data to kind of back it up a little bit. And I mean, I'm always a bit wary of this kind of thing. It's because like the scatter graph will show the ones that have done really well and the ones that have really done badly. And like the problem with that is like people will go, well, why is mine below average? You know, like, and it's like, oh, you know, so you can't win in a way. Because I remember when we first launched the Shotgun Skyscraper service, we would we now guarantee a specific number of links. You pay for the service and you get that many links in return, and that's it. When we first launched the service, if you were on it for the first like 6 months, it's like, we're going to reach out to this many prospects and we'll get however many links we get. And then on the website, we'd have like, these are the average number of links across all of the customers that we've done. These are the average number of links you'll get. So, of course, the problem with that is you get 50% of people that are really happy, and the other 50% are not happy because they're below the average. So it was really annoying because basically you'd have half the people unhappy. Whereas if you just fix it at a specific fixed number, everyone's happy because they got what they paid for. So it's really difficult. And I feel like this is a little bit the same. It's like, what if, you know, there's going to be like an average, but it's still going to be, you're going to be one side or the other, because that's how an average works, right? So I still feel a bit
it's better than us saying, somebody saying, how many pieces of content do I need to make $2,000 a month? And I'm saying, I don't know, the more is better. Keep going until you get there.
More content, more links.
And I think the other thing which is good is because it's bucketed into different kind of groups, you can almost track your progress as you go. So you can say, well, I now meet this criteria. Am I above average or am I below average? Do I need to amend my plan? And this always goes back to that thing. Whereas, like Tony rightly says here, a lot of folk won't justify putting in 24 months of their lives without seeing cash flow. And by that, they either mean 24 months of their lives of time and effort or 24 months of resources. But if you can almost judge where you're going, because it comes back to, am I doing the right things? You don't see the results straight away. Am I doing the right things? Am I on the right track? If you get to that point where you are thinking, oh, I've got 300 pieces of content on my website now, how, on average, are the sites in my niche? Am I on the right track? Am I above average? Am I below average? Is it a time thing? Am I there just early and I need to give it time? Because most of the sites in my space who have this amount of content have been online for 2 years and I'm only 12 months into my project. Do I need to give it another 12 months to see the similar kind of results? So it's more of like a guide, like a roadmap, rather than a definitive add this, the outcome is this. It's follow this, and on average, or typically, these are the results that you see. These are the anomalies, the ones that do really good and the ones that do really bad, but on average, you should be following that path.
Yeah. Are we going to overlay any data like estimated ad revenue and stuff as well? Yeah,
we are. And I think we go, so there's two points of that. One is the monetization method, one being affiliate income and one being display ads. And affiliate income typically is much higher on an RPM basis than display ads. So we're going to just use the lower display ad revenue. And if you've got affiliate income on top, then even better. So it's even further undervaluing or underestimating.
Yeah, I've got to make that clear, I guess. So I guess I know that Zoic have been or are working on some data which gives a broad range of EPMV by niche. So that should really help us, because we can use those numbers as well to kind of give an indication, at least on a Zoic, like what you can expect. So yeah, I mean, at least then you can say, well, even if I'm like, because the fact is, even if you get like a maybe not like a bad result, often by the time you've like worked out what your site's worth, if you sold it and everything, it's still a good result generally.
Yeah.
That's like, website investing is such a great return on investment in general. So even if you get a bad result, like it's rare, if you've persisted at it, I've got a caveat with that, but if you have persisted at it, it's very rare that you don't at least break even, like, right?
Well, that's the thing this is going to show. So we've been careful not to start too low on the buckets, because people give up too soon. Like, we know this. So and you'll see in most of the niches that we're looking at so far, like, you need to hit a critical mass of content before the site gets there. And people will put 30 or 50 pieces of content on a website and then stop working on it because it's not working straight away, not realizing potentially that if they got to 300, for example, they should on average see these kinds of results. So it kind of sets the expectation from the outset that you can't, to be successful, you have to have X, Y, and Z in order for it to work.
Yeah, you could probably end up drawing a line and saying this is the break-even line as well at that point.
Yeah.
But it depends how long you keep a site as well, isn't it? That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because the longer you keep it, the more monthly revenue you earn, and then the longer you break even more easily. So yeah, actually that'd be hard to do. But anyway, cool. Well, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's at least give us a better answer to that question, which we've always wanted.
Yes,
it's going to be great. So let's see who we got here. We got Ed. We got Tony. Tony, can I expect these leaves to come back? These ones that are lighter in color now that I've fed it, or are they just going to die and then I've got the next ones? I'm hoping they're going to be okay. I was expecting them to die anyway because I was thinking it was just heat. But Tony, let me know. Am I going to lose some leaves? Am I going to lose 4 leaves here? Anyway, so Tony, we've got Tony. We've got Chris. We got Daniel. We got Sam. We got Tim. We've got Scott. Jody. Thornston won last time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Some merch. And who else have we got? Sam. I think that's it. I don't think I missed anyone. I'm Facebook user, of course. Well, that's a question. We'll save that for a bit later.
Yeah.
Okay. So
housekeeping first, and then on to the topic.
Housekeeping. Yeah, let's do it. So if you're new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe. More subscribers means more fun. And I hate these things, man. There's some things about Restream I just really don't like. Website investing. Oh no, that's it. That's not it. Oh, that's not it. Website investing show. No, it's not. The niche website builders, building empires. Even building empires #1 was in June. If you missed it, don't worry. You can still check out the replays. We had some awesome speakers for website investing, making money online in general. So you can head over to building.empires.live and you can go and pick up the replays of Building Empires 1. Building Empires 2 is on the 30th of January to the 3rd of Feb. You can also register at the same URL for that event so you don't miss it. So go check that out. Also, if you want to get a deal, when we are Niche Website Builders, if you're new around here, Adam and I are co-founders of Niche Website Builders. You can go and check out our latest deals in the description. So go and check that out too. And if we get enough likes for this episode before the end of the show, so we need 35, then we will do a giveaway of t-shirts, mugs, or cap, whichever you like most. Housekeeping done.
Done. Awesome.
So what are we talking about today, Adam?
So this video is actually requested by Tony in the comments, Simplify Gardening. But I think a lot of people have asked the same question in Facebook groups because we talk about them and doing our case studies and stuff is like how we set up a custom category page. So I'm going to talk about like what is a custom category page, why we use them, how we set them up. So I'm going to do a over the shoulder. I've got a WordPress install that I set up this morning. I'm going to show you how to do it with Gutenberg and then how we do it with Thrive, the page builder, and then the technical bits. So what you do with all the category URLs, and then a little bit at the end on how you can work on your custom category page in the future, maybe to make it better or to use it to actually try and rank for keywords if you want to. So this is more of like not so much a technical one, but an over-the-shoulder look on how we actually set up the category pages and take it from there.
Cool. And what we'll say is that if you do have any questions, please ask them. If they're relevant to what we're talking about at the time, we'll just answer them as we go. Otherwise, we'll get to them at the end. So feel free to pop some questions in there. So Facebook user, we will get to yours a little bit later. So stick around for that. Cool.
So custom category page. What is a custom category page? And it varies, but essentially it's a category page that's not the default WordPress category page, obviously. And we set them up specifically for one sole reason, and that is on a default WordPress category page. Usually you only have 10 posts that show when you go to the category page, and then you've got a little bar at the bottom which says next, and you press next, and then it shows you the next 10, and that's called pagination, Mark, can never remember. Pagination. And I mean, in itself, that's not too bad. But there's also something when you're making websites that you need to be aware of called click depth. And that is essentially how far away is your content from the home page. And if the further away it is, technically, according to Google, the less valuable that piece of content is. And also it makes it harder for Google to crawl, right? If they come to your homepage because it's the homepage and the spider comes to the website, comes onto the homepage and then has to find all of your pieces of content, the number of steps or number of hops or number of clicks away it is from the homepage, the harder it is to find that piece of content. You can do it with, a good job with internal links, etc., but it just makes it difficult. So we set up custom category pages so there's no pagination. All the blog posts from that specific category are shown on that one page. There's no next page, go to page 2, go to page 3. And what that means is typically you'll have your category page in the URL in the menu bar on the website. And then you click on that and it goes to this category page and then you click on a post. So almost every piece of content, almost every blog post on your website is only ever 2 clicks away from the homepage. And you can test this on your own website. If you can get a free Screaming Frog license, allows you to crawl 500 URLs on your website. Do it and then look at the site structure bit on the right-hand side. And it literally show you the click depth on your website. It'll show you what the furthest piece of content away is. If it's more than a couple of clicks, you probably want to think about setting up custom category page because that's probably what's causing that big click depth. This is also really important if you are working with age domains as well, because with an age domain, the most powerful page typically on the site is the home page. That's where all the links are pointing to. That's where all that link equity, that link juice, if you want to call it, is pointing towards. All the power is there, and you want to distribute that as evenly and as quickly through to all of the pieces of content that are on the website. And if you can do that by having a link from the homepage to the category page and then from there straight the way through to all the blog posts, it really does a good job of passing that power through. So that's the what is and the why. I'm going to share my screen now and I'm going to show you two ways on how to actually set this up. So share my screen. So this is one I did earlier. This is just a blank WordPress install. There's nothing on here. There's no pages. And what I did was I created 3 categories, one called desserts, one called dinner, and one called breakfast. And then I added 5 posts to each of them. I just copy and pasted a couple of sentences from whatever was ranking number 1. So if we look at this post, for example, it's got a nice image and it's got a couple of sentences from just so it didn't look bare. And you can see in here, we've got the 3 categories. And this is what the typical WordPress category page looks like. It's the URL /category/breakfast. And in this case, it does this. It's got the image, the title, a little bit of text, and you can click read more, and you can click the title or the image, and you'll be taken to that blog post. And in this case, because there's only 5 pieces of content, they all show up on this one page. But if you had 50 pieces of content, then there would be 5 pages here. You'd have to click next and then next again, kind of like what we just said there. So I'll show first of all how we would set up the category page using Gutenberg. I just caveat that we always use Thrive, and I'll show you why. I think it's a lot easier to customize what it looks like, what the page looks like, the look and the feel and things like that. And also using the default Gutenberg block, the query loop block, you can only have a maximum of 100 posts show on this one page, which normally is fine. But if you've got 110 pieces of content, 110 posts, they're not all going to show on that one page again. So first thing we need to do is go to pages. Obviously, we need to make a page because this is going to sit on an actual page itself. I'm going to call this one dinners. And then inbuilt, so as long as you're using Gutenberg, you're not using the classic editor, you can click the little plus to add a block. And if you type in query loop, or this little one here, query loop, add that, and then you can choose or start a blank. So if you click choose, they've got 2 templates that you can essentially use. You've got this one, which looks like the standard WordPress category page itself. Or you've got this block one, which kind of looks like this, but at the moment it's pulling in posts and pages, not just... oh, I don't know what it's pulling in. Actually, I don't know what this is. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. But I will choose this one, essentially. So you press choose. Oh, actually, I know what that is. So let me delete this. So they're all different types. So you can either have it display like this, or you can have them display without the image in 3 columns, or you can have it display just the image without the text. You can choose like a different layouts, essentially. But if we just pick this default one, it doesn't really matter which design you pick. Customizing the design in here I find is really hard anyway, which is why we use Thrive, but maybe I'm just not super familiar with this particular block. So you press choose. And then in here, you've got the post types. So which post you want to bring, what you want to bring in. So it's obviously the posts. And then we've got order by, newest to older. So you can do A to Z. And then you've got categories. So in this one, we're going to put in dinner. Now it brings in all of the dinner posts. And to get this now, so that's fine. But as default, it only pulls in, I think, 3. Yeah, it only pulls in 3 posts. We know we've got 5 in this dinner category. We want to pull in all of them. So if we click this little display settings here, we can change this now items per page from 3, and we can put it all up to 10, up to 100. It doesn't go any higher than 100. That's it. That's all it goes up to. And if we press publish, we look at that page now. Essentially, what we've done is replicate the WordPress custom category page, but without the / category. And if there was more than 5, they would all be displayed one under each other here. So that's really simple. Like, that's nice and easy to do. Like I said, I hate the way this is styled and formatted, and it's actually quite hard to style these things, I think, with the blocks. If we go back to this, there's some you can look at the post title and style the post title individually with the color and the background and the size and the featured image. You can change the height and width and how many words you want to pull out, etc., from the excerpt, the separator. But I think it's really, I don't know, limiting, I think, as how you want it to style it. But it does the job. So this is nice and quick and easy. You don't need a page builder for this. I'm assuming there's other plugins which you can use. This is based on Astra, so we use an Astra theme. But this will work with any theme. But I'm assuming there's other blocks, like maybe like cadence blocks or those type of blocks, which will do this for you and probably give you a better experience in terms of design and look and feel. But at its most basic form, this is how you would do it. So we've got a dinners page. Simple as that. This is how we would do it with Thrive. So we've got dinners, and I'll just call this dinners box. And if we were going to do it with Thrive, Thrive is a page builder similar to Elementor. It is a paid plugin, unfortunately, but I'll show you the difference. And it might just be because I've used Thrive for years. I can style it pretty nice, but this is what we prefer internally. So I'll add a new page, call this one Dinners Thrive, and publish it. And then I'm going to launch Thrive Architect. And then when you're in Thrive, you've got normal page or pre-built landing page. They've got a ton of different like options. In all honesty, they are quite nice, but they're only nice if you build in kind of like specific things. So I always opt for just a blank page. And then on the right-hand side, then you can click this little add element. If you've ever used the page builder, they're all pretty much the same. So click add element, and these are all the bits and pieces that you can use to build your page. So you've got a text block, image block, a button, columns, background selector, etc. And a little bit further down here, you've got this post list. So you can click that. And then from here, you can choose your template of how you would like the post to be styled. So if we pick this one, for example, we can then go in and we can edit this design really nicely. So we can click on this and we can have the image come dynamically. So let's have the image come dynamically from the blog posts. And then we can change the color of things then. So if we didn't like this blue background as a shadow, we can change the shadow color to, I don't know, pink. We can change the color of this text here from this blue color to pink as well, or to red. We can change all different kinds of different things here. We could just have a full excerpt if we wanted to. We could have the read more as being read more. We've got a read more button below, which we can customize. You can click that, and you can click the button template, and you can have it look like that instead. Or there's loads of things you can do to customize how that page looks then, which you can probably do with the Gutenberg one, but I just don't know. I just don't know how to do it. And then from here, you can do the filter posts. And this is the most important bit on here. So filter posts, add a rule, categories. So display posts that belong to at least one of these categories. And this is the dinner category. And then in here, you can display as many as you want. So you're not limited to that 100. You could display the first 250 posts, for example. And then in here, it's only going to pull in the posts within the dinner category. And if we save that, undo the page, we've now got something that I think looks a little bit nicer. And you can do you can style this better. You can have this without the sidebar, so it looks much nicer. And you can do all kinds of different styling options in here. And once that's done, you've now got your custom, or what's the start of your custom category page. And you know there's no pagination, and you know the only posts that are being displayed are the ones from the dinner category. Now, at the moment, these have been automatically added to the menu. Sometimes that does, depend on your setup, that doesn't happen. You have to go in and add them manually to the menu. So to do that, you would go to settings, appearances and menu. In this case, we need to make a new menu. So main menu, and we're going to add it as the primary menu and create it. And then this is where you would build your menu from. So if we just wanted the Thrive one in the menu, we would add that to the menu and press save. And if we go back and look at the website now, we can see that it's just got that one page now in the menu, which is great. This now becomes our category page. If someone wants to view the dinner, ask for the dinner post, they click that and they come to this page, and there they all are. And they can click read more and obviously go through to the pages. Now, at the moment, the thing is with this, we now have basically two duplicate pages. We've got two category pages. We've got the default WordPress one. So we've got this dinner one now, which is still live, /category/dinner. And we've got this /dinner one. They serve the same purpose, but there's two on there. So, and what happens is here with the breadcrumbs, if you click on this dinner page, aspect here, this takes you straight through to the WordPress category page. So it's not the right one that we wanted to go through to. So we need to do two things at this point. And the first thing you need to do is no index your default WordPress category pages. So you don't want Google indexing the one we've just made and their default one. And to do that, it's really simple. We use Yoast SEO for our SEO plugin. Rank Math does the same thing. All-in-one SEO plugin does the same thing. They've all got the same feature, which allows you to go in there, click on search appearances, and select whether you want posts to be, in this case, it says show posts in search results or not. Basically, this is the toggle for index or no index. So we obviously want our posts to be indexed, and we want our pages to be indexed, etc. But if we go to taxonomies, this is the category section. So we click no. We don't want our default WordPress category pages to show up in the search results. That means that category page is now no follow. And if we save the changes, this has also made a change on the website now. So if we go to one of those individual posts again, and we click on this dessert category, oh, it's still there. Yeah, sorry. I thought that changed something, but it doesn't. But this page now should be no indexed. And if we have a look here, the robots.tag says no index. We now know that this default WordPress page is no index, which is great. But we still have a poor user experience, because if you're on one of the individual posts like this one, and you click on desserts, you're not taken to our custom category page is still taken to the default WordPress category page. And in this case, you've got two options. You have either to remove this breadcrumb from each individual post, which I'll show you how to do, or you can come in and you can set up a redirect from the default WordPress category page through to your custom category page. So I'll show you the two ways to do that. First of all, and again, this is with Astra, but almost all themes will have this option. If we go to Appearances and Customize, and then we click on Blog and Single Post, in here you can decide which of these elements you want to show. So if you don't want this comments, leave a comments part to show, you can click the little eye, and it should. Oh, that's the meta. Oh yeah, it should remove that. And same for category, and same for desserts. It's not doing that because we're not in the posts. Here we go. So you can toggle to remove them. You can toggle to remove the author as well. So if you wanted to, you could just remove the category there. So that removes the option for the user to click the category, and thereby kind of solving that issue. Or the other option would be to set up a redirect. And to do that, we need a plugin. So go to plugins and add new, search for redirection. This is the plugin, it's free. Let's install and activate it. And when you go to settings, you've got to do this one-time setup. So start the setup. I always tick these two boxes, and this one basically keeps a log of all the kind of 404 errors that you see in all the redirects. And then this one is really cool. So what this one does is if you ever change the URL structure of any of your posts going forward, this will automatically set up a redirect from that old structure to the new one. So if you've made a typo in your post URL, for example, you go back and fix it, you won't end up with like duplicate content. It'll set up the redirect from the old URL to the new one. So always tick that one. So this asks if we want to import any old ones. No. And in the redirects, so this is how we would set up the redirects. So this plugin is really simple. You only really will ever use these two parts. Usually you've got source URL, which is the original page. And then you've got target URL, which is the page that you want the redirect to end up on. So in this case, if we go back to the dashboard and we go to our categories, we've got the dinner page. So this /category dinner. When setting up redirects in this plugin, you can take all of the URL like this, and you can put all of the URL in there like that. However, I don't recommend you do that, because what this does is, and interestingly, me and Tony were talking about this on Facebook this week. Tony was setting this up and then wondering why the HTTPS version wasn't being redirected as well. And that's because this literally takes it as is. If somebody types in HTTP without the S and /category/dinner, it won't redirect. Or if somebody types in www.wordpress or whatever the URL is /category.dinner, it won't redirect. It's like it takes it as is. If it's not this specific URL, it won't redirect. However, if you remove the URL and just take everything after the first / like that sets up like a wildcard, and now it'll redirect everything that comes before there. So if somebody puts, it doesn't matter if somebody's typing in www or non-www or HTTP or non-HTTPS, or it doesn't matter. So I always recommend you set it up like that. And now we need the dinner page. So it's now going to be redirected through to /dinner thrive, and do the same thing on here as well. Only want that part and the redirect. And now if we go to any of the dinner posts, and now we click on dinner, we're now taken through to our custom category page. And that's it. That's how you set that up. It's, in theory, really simple. Custom page, add in all the posts from the category, make sure that they all appear on one page, and then fix the URL structure and no index the default category. So no index the default category pages, so Google doesn't have two versions, and that's it. You can then go on and make your category page is a lot better than this, because if you think about sometimes like when we set up our websites, we have very broad categories. So for example, in this case, we might have dinner as a category, and this might be a recipe site, and there might be, I don't know, there might be 150 or 200 dinner recipes on a website. And that's not great for a user experience. It's great for Google. It's great for click depth. But when someone comes on here and they have to keep scrolling down through 200 recipes to find something that they're interested in, it's probably not a great user experience. But because this is an actual page now, what that allows you to do is you can go in and you can design this page how you want. You can have a nice introduction. You can have a little text box at the top, which talks all about dinner. This is our intro to the dinners. Blah, blah, blah. And then you can have a where to start, and then you could break dinners down into you could break dinners down into chicken dinners and then beef dinners, or you could break it down by ingredients. So you could then have a post list which just shows all of the chicken dinners, and then underneath that you can have a post list which just shows all of the beef dinners. And if you have H2 or H3s which says chicken dinner and beef dinner, and you add a table of contents plugin or something like that, when someone comes up here, they can see, oh, well, here's our intro to dinners. This is where to start. Select your recipe or select your ingredient, and they can click then and jump. Oh, I'm going to jump straight to the chicken dinner part, so I don't have to scroll through and try and find where all these where the chicken recipes are, for example. And you can turn this into a proper resource. Like you can turn it into a page which can rank for specific terms. Like you're probably never going to rank for dinner recipes with a category page, but you can rank this page for specific things. If you turn it into a full-on resource about how to, I'm probably stretching the boat here, but what is dinner, how to make a dinner, why dinner is important, what times of the day you should be eating dinner, and then use that to link out to all of your dinner pieces of content. You can think of it as like a cornerstone piece or a hub piece of content that you use to link out to all of your category pages. And then also you can do this as well, so you know that they're all covered. And turn it into a resource, turn it into a category page that's fun, that people want to visit. It's not the standard boring category page that everyone sees when they click on a category. And you could have a recipe index up here, A to Z, and they can click on A, and then it jump down to all the recipes that start with A, for example. So you can get creative, and you can make these pages and build these pages however you want, because it is just another page. You're not bound by just what the default WordPress layout is, and you don't have to go and edit any code to change the code for that category page or anything like that. You can do it all in this aspect and this element then. That's it. I think I've covered everything. Anything I've missed, Mark, potentially? I think so, but...
No, I don't think so. I think, I think this is all good. I mean, as long as you don't have a ridiculous number of posts in a category, if you do, you probably want to consider breaking down that category. But I guess once the category gets really big, if you've got like 1,000 posts in there, obviously the page is going to take a while to load, so you kind of don't want that. But for 99% of the scenarios, like this is going to be good. Otherwise, you might have to consider some other options, like you could do like canonicalization and stuff to.
Well, the way we would probably tackle that, we've done it in the past, is to create a subcategory of dinner. Then, so you'd have dinner, and then you'd have chicken recipes as a subcategory. So you'd have dinner. This one, you wouldn't have a category page for dinner. Then you just have a custom category page for chicken dinner and beef dinner and all that kind of stuff. And then they would be much more manageable then.
Yep, that's it. So, I mean, Tony's mentioned table of contents. This is just a demo site, Tony. Like that's not that's not a perfectly designed site or anything. It's literally
just do it together.
A base WordPress install and like working from there. So it's not got all the bells and whistles. It doesn't look beautiful or anything. It's just to show the category page stuff. Yeah. So Sam, you wouldn't bother having subcategories at all?
Well, we would if the category got too large. The one thing which you probably didn't see that, you probably would have seen there, is when we set up the permalink structure on a WordPress install, we make it flat, so we don't have /category /post name. And that's important because when we start a website, typically we will have a few just a handful of categories that are very broad. For example, one might be dinner, one might be desserts, one might be recipes. And then as the site starts to grow and you start to fill up those categories, you will then probably want to break them down into subcategories. But because you haven't fixed the category in the URL structure, you can do that at will. You can then go in at a subcategory. You can change that a chicken dinner no longer sits in the dinner category and now sits in the chicken dinner category without affecting the permalink, the URL structure. So it gives you flexibility. So I would start really broad on the categories, and then as you fill them up, then start to break them down, because we've had this in the past. What you think initially should be your category structure or your menu structure will change over time as your site grows and as you add more things in. You think, oh, I'll only ever need like dinners, chicken dinners, beef dinners, but you might end up with wanting to break them out into Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners and things like that, which you've never even thought about as you build out that content silo. So start broad and then you can build them out as you go.
Yep. Nice one. Tony said he meant this, but I'm still not sure if I understand. What I meant, was it a way to manage chicken dishes or the cat page or lamb?
I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know. Let's try and rephrase it, Tony. Wouldn't it be really complicated to go back and sub everything out, though, if you only start with broad ones?
Yes and no, but you've got to think like, well, yes and no. I'd say it's not complicated. It's time consuming because you've got to put some thought into what your new menu structure, new category structure would look like. But if you're at that point where you've got categories big enough to be thinking about this, then you can definitely go and have a look at competitors in your space and see how they've structured theirs, bigger competitors. And then what I've done in the past is you can use a free plugin called Export All URLs. It allows you to export all the URLs, the post titles, and the current category of all the posts on your website into a spreadsheet. Export all that, and then once you've got that, you just add the spreadsheet in a new column. This will now sit in X category, and this will sit in this next category, and then you can go back and change them. It is time consuming, but it's worth doing as your site gets bigger.
Awesome. So I think Tony's clarified there. Within the category page, when you said if you had too many articles and broke them into smaller areas,
with subhead, yeah. So you would need subcategories for that, Tony. You would need to pull a block for each of the categories, and then essentially you would put a H2 or a H3 tag above it, which says chicken dishes, and then the post block, which pulls in all the chicken dishes, and then a H2 which says lamb dishes, and then you would pull in all the lamb posts, and then your table of contents would pick up those H2 or H3 tags, and you could click, I want to go to the lamb dishes, click it, and you get taken down to that post list then.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. So Sam said, thanks, basically. She's got stuff ready, and it's been really helpful. So nice one. Why flat structure always? We can have parent-child structure too, right? I think we've just covered that.
Yeah, you can. I think the only downside with that is, like we just said with Sam, if you ever come back to change the structure of your categories going forward, you change the URL of the post then, because if you change it from one category to another category, change the permalink structure of that post, and then you have to set up the redirects, and you might lose traffic and all kinds of stuff. So if you want flexibility, then you probably shouldn't use the parent-child structure at a post level.
Yeah. Cool. So Surimon was the Facebook user from earlier who's moved over to YouTube and subscribe. Welcome. If I could do sound effects or do some sort of horn or something, but we can't do sound effects. So, but there you go. But yeah, welcome, Surimon. Let's get to your question. So when starting out, is it acceptable to not focus on a specific niche, i.e. travel, and have posts on your blog across various topics? Yeah, so we've covered this before, so lots of times. So it's a pretty easy question to answer, actually. Sorry, Mon. Like, that is just too broad. Like, even even if you're going a little bit more focused on that, like sport, we wouldn't recommend that you write an article on every different sport and work around that way. You've got to focus on one specific niche to start with. So you would focus on tennis or football or golf and just fill that out, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to gain topical authority on one specific niche and one specific topic. And to do that, you need a critical mass of articles to be able to achieve some topical relevance and topical authority, in which Google will start to recognize that authority and rank you for stuff. If you write articles on various topics, you're going to be an authority on nothing, and you're not going to rank for anything. The fact you've gone super broad there, you're talking about going travel, tech, crypto. I mean, you're going to have to be a monster site to kind of get to that kind of level and be able to achieve going deep enough in every single one of those niches. Like, you know, you might as well start with crypto or tech or travel or whatever and just try and fill that out. That's going to take you a long time on its own. But I would even go niche down on that. So if you're going in travel, go into one specific area of travel, like backpacking or camping or hosteling or whatever. You've got to really go really, really focused. And then once you've done that and you feel like you're gaining traction, you've got traffic, and you feel like you've maximized as much as you can that niche, you've written about almost every topic that you can, then move to the next one. But don't move to tech or crypto yet. Move to the next travel topic and then the next travel topic. You've got to become don't go that broad. You've got to become really a master of that niche. That is a mistake that you don't want to make, because it's a lot of time and money and investment, and you won't really get anywhere. So don't do that. Anything to add?
Nope, covered it all, I think.
Philip Taylor, is there any thoughts about how many pages you have an EPMV? I found the more pages I have, the higher the EPMV is getting. No settings change within the Zoic.
I don't think so. I don't think there's a direct link between number of pages. I think there's definitely a link between the length of the pieces of content and EMVP. So not the number of pages, but the length of your content. The longer your content, the more images, the more page breaks, the more ad slots are available, and typically the higher EPMV. But interesting early insight from that data project we talked about earlier. This is just from one specific niche, looking at about 500 websites, but the average traffic per page on sites at different traffic levels varies massively. So on average, sites that are getting 40,000 visits per month, on average, get 100 visitors per piece of content. Sites that are getting 100,000 visitors per month get about 120, all the way up to sites that are getting 700,000 visitors per month get 330 visitors per page. And then on average, sites that are like 2.5 million visitors per month get over 400 viewers per piece of content, which is interesting stat. I thought, like, the more pieces of content you have, it seems to be, and this goes back to your topical relevance, Mark, Google ranks you better, and therefore you get more visitors per individual piece of content, I imagine.
Is there any correlation as well, potentially, with authority there, though, as well? So
yeah, because obviously in each of those brackets, the DR is higher as well. These are the insights we need to pull out. Is that is that because of the number of words or the number of pages, or is it because of the DR? And we can have a look. But those kinds of things are really cool.
Another couple of things it could be is if you've, depending on the topics you're writing about. So if you've gone into a new shoulder niche where the topics you're writing about just command a higher EPMV, it could be that. It also could be that if you're quite new to the Zoic, it takes a while for the machine learning to kind of get there, and for your bidding to kind of level out. The people that are bidding for space on your site to level out. So if you're relatively new, it'll take months to kind of get out. So you will find generally over to start with, the EPMV will go up over the first few months whilst it settles down, basically.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me see. Is there anything else? I think Tony's happy. All right. I don't want to pull those leaves off, Tony. I'm going to leave them there until they're really dead. I don't want to pull them off.
Just in case.
Yeah. They're going to make a comeback.
Ever the optimist.
I don't want my leaves to cry. All right. Excellent. So keep questions coming. We've got 10 minutes to go. So what we're going to do is, let's see how many likes we've got. 20 likes.
Oh, that's sad.
That is very sad.
There's 26 people watching right now.
Come on, get liking. That's 21. People are feeling sorry for us. So yeah, get liking the page. We'll do a giveaway in a minute. We're We'll get a few more likes. We need a few more likes to be able to do a giveaway, surely. So yeah, get hitting the like button.
Phil, I'm not sure if you missed the beginning of the show. How many posts should you have on a new website? Is the aim 100 posts and leave it? No is the answer. And we are hopefully releasing some data soon, which will show you how many posts you should have to reach certain traffic levels. But it's definitely not 100 and leave it.
Don't leave it. Okay, so I think the one big announcement I guess we've got, do you want to go ahead to that?
I'm interested in your plant now. I'm involved. I feel like I'm involved. Tony says they won't green back up. They'll rob the energy from the rest and try.
Oh, now you're making me feel bad for the rest of the plant.
I
felt bad for the leaves. Now you're making me feel bad for the rest of the plant. Damn it. All right, so I'll see what I'll do. I'll have a think about it, Tony. So the a biggish announcement is that from next week, there's going to be no H-Domain Tuesday anymore. We're going to just have 2 live streams, at least for now. We might expand it out to more ad hoc kind of live stream or do something else. But the reason for that is we've kind of run out of topics on H-Domains. So it's kind of hard. So we've just been doing the teardowns, but they're not as popular. People prefer the topics. So what we're going to do is we're going to merge the website investing show with the H-Domain show. So we're going to have a topic like we covered today. That's the first half. And then we're going to do the H-Domain teardowns as the second half of the website investing show. So it might be a little bit longer. It might be like an hour and a half. We'll just see. We'll do it as long as it lasts. But that'll be the format going forward. So there'll be a website investing topic. It may or may not be about H-Domains. It may be about something else. Then we'll do the H-Domain teardowns, and we'll also have Q&A throughout as well. So that's what we're going to do from next week.
And from next week, we will have the lovely Eleanor joining us as well. Eleanor's part of the team. She's one of our website investing specialists, and she will be doing one of the domain teardowns. She's been, we've been teaching her for the last 6-ish months all about age domains and how we vet them and things like that. And she's now at a stage where she's confident enough to come on here and join us and start doing some of these teardowns that she does awesomely in private for us, but do it publicly with us as well. So you get to meet Eleanor from the team next week.
Okay. Eleanor is really nice. Says Tony.
I think I pronounced it's not Eleanor, it's Eleanor, isn't it? I don't know how you spell that, but it's not like that.
It's Elena, but and I don't think it's even Eleanor. It's Elena, I think. But
oh God,
Eleanor.
I've always called her Eleanor.
I think it's Elena. Eleanor will have to tell me. Elena or Eleanor. There you go. Will have to tell me. There you go. Eleanor's done an excellent teardown. She did. So she's already done some teardowns on our sites over at Niche Website Builder. So if you check out the H domains, she has done some teardowns on there already, but they're like pre-recorded, they're not live. But she's going to be thrown into the live arena next week.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so if you want some merch, we're already at 24. I'm going to stop doing this. If we don't get to 35, it's no merch, right? But yeah, I think merging it next week, we should get some more people in there. So 24 likes. We're going to do a merch giveaway. If you are interested in getting some merch, t-shirt, cap, or mug, type something in the chat now. Type anything you like in the chat. If you don't type something in the next 2 minutes, you won't be in the draw, because that's what YouTube does. We only see the people that have typed something recently. So type something in the chat and you'll be entered into the draw. In terms of next week, like I say, there is no H-Domain Tuesday. We're sticking with Thursday for the website investing show.
Is the time change next week as well?
We can change the time next week.
I don't mind.
Yeah, we can make it. We're gonna make it a whole hour earlier, right? Because we've got to fit in the hour and a half. It's a bit early for someone in the US. We'll see. We'll check. It's probably going to be an hour earlier, so it's a bit falls in line with the Niche Lifestyle Show. If you're familiar with that, on Wednesday, 3 p.m. UK time, and however that pans out, depending where you are in the rest of the world. So yeah, we're going to have a website investing show, and we're going to cover how to sell your website, which is hopefully be interesting. And then we're going to do a couple of H-Domain teardowns and Q&As. So Elena, I always call her Elena, but I'll start trying to call her Elena, if that's right. Might be wrong. Bliss House Foods is what Elena's going to cover next week, and we don't know which either me or Adam's going to cover next week yet, but we will get another one in there too. Also next week, We are on Doug's channel for the Niche Lifestyle Show. Check out the links to Doug's and Alex's channel in the description. We rotate the Niche Lifestyle Show on all of those channels. Next week, we're going to be talking about AI tools, pros and cons on Doug's channel. So fight.
It will be an interesting topic, won't it?
It will be. It will be. Yeah. That could go on for way more than an hour, I think. But like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Excellent. So let's see how many people have we got. Typed something in the chat. Not many.
Jeremy Guy is off to Bordeaux on Saturday, France.
Very nice.
Some nice Bordeaux wine.
What for category pages is that?
I don't know. Not sure.
There you go. Yeah, I think so. Okay. A lack of people want to be in the draw as well. We have to like turn up the merch. Oh, maybe I need to show the merch, right?
We like Tony says, we need to stop doing it. If we don't get 35, that's it.
Yeah, maybe we have to start cutting it. Come on, this is what it looks like. This is Tony. Tony here. This is a couple of members of our team at Niche Website Builders. But lots of different t-shirts, different colors, different designs, and mugs and caps. So lots to choose from. So get in the draw. Got 30 more seconds and we're going to give up. Anything else to add, Adam? Let's put some tunes on.
A bit of tunes going.
I think they're already in. Very few people again. Let's go. Whoa, this music.
I know it's a bit ambient, it's called.
Is it going to be Ed or is it going to be Jan or Jan? It's Ed, I think. Oh,
premature.
Oh no! That's so close. Ed, I thought it was you. I thought that just seemed to be. I think they've greased the wheel a little bit. So, welcome. Well done, Jan. Feel free to go to the nichewebsite.builders website and just send us a message on the chat or in the contact form, and we will send you over whatever you'd like. So, yeah.
Awesome.
There you go. Woohoo!
Sweet.
Right. Excellent. Well, thanks very much for joining, everybody. Prompt on time at 5 o'clock today, or 5 p.m. UK time anyway. Thanks again for joining. We'll catch you again next week, not on Tuesday, but on Thursday and Wednesday. So, yeah, thanks again. If you've got any ideas for the show, as always, let us know. And we'd love to.
And share this with people as well. I feel like we put out awesome information. We're not reaching. It's not reflective in the views that we get sometimes. I think it's probably because people don't know that we cover topics in such great depth, or that we do this kind of stuff. So yeah, if you can share it, or you think of any ways that we think we could get more people here and get this information out to more people in the wider community, then we're all yours.
Yeah, quite a few view it afterwards. I guess
get
a few on the live stream, but quite a few more review after. But yeah, we want to get this stuff out. We think we produce some useful information, so we want it to get to the world. So yeah, share it if you can. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Great. Thank you very much, everybody, and catch you next week. Have a great weekend in the meantime.